Her dad had just died. We were sophomores in high school. And we were on the way to my friend Christy's dad's funeral. She's riding shotgun. Another friend of ours is driving, and I'm sitting in the back seat, sandwiched between two of my other female friends. I don't know how that's what the seating arrangement came to be, but we were listening to Mechanical Resonance on cassette in the Volvo on the way. Maybe she just needed something to kind of take her mind off things. I don't know what. But I had worked myself into a nice little community of rocker chicks, and I didn't know many. So I'll always have an affinity for that album, that cassette. But Tesla back in Cleveland next March. What did you say? What's going on?
You got a package.
You got a package from Australia.
Let me see.
It looks like a record.
It's addressed to me.
To you. From Australia. Aussie Mayor here sent you a package. I'd like you to open it on air.
On air.
You
All
request. Right. You don't have to. I don't even know what it is.
Looks like a record.
How do you know?
Because that's what records look like.
I mean, it's just a cardboard box.
It is. But it's thin. He's probably right. I mean,
it's a record or it's a calendar.
Perhaps it's a calendar. You know how I love wall calendars.
I sent you
like barely together.
Wallaby of the Day calendar.
Messed up.
So you can see all the pelicans and kangaroos and rattlesnakes.
I'm on somebody's mailing list, I guess.
Uh-oh. What is it? It is a record.
It's from Foghorn Records.
Who the hell is that?
It says...
Like the chicken?
Say, yeah, that's what's written. Hope this letter finds you well and that you might be a vinyl fan. Extra Time is a new Australian band, and this is our second album. I think because of the metal show, I'm back on some mailing lists. I don't even know if this is a metal band. It's probably not.
Well,
the album is...
Give it a listen.
Extra Time. The album's called Songs with Long Titles.
Does it look cool?
I mean...
No.
Like...
Some like neon writing.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm probably just on a bunch of labels, mailing lists, and they sent me one.
That's cool.
The album will come out on digital streaming services, but this limited edition vinyl version, we sent you one of 100 copies.
Whoa!
So if these guys blow up,
that's going to be worth.
I'm gonna have a real collector's item.
Don't
on my
send
hands.
it to Florida.
Shut up, Mary.
What happened?
My brother's asking me about that when I was home for Thanksgiving. He goes, "So did you get that figured out?" I'm like, "Nope." Gwen keeps wanting me to, she's like, sick me on him. And I go, fine. I go ahead, call him. You're not going to get any further than I did. Although she is very persuasive. When I started this is from Brendan McNamara.
Oh, yeah, Brendan, I know him.
With Foghorn Records there in Australia. Sending me the new album from Extra Time. All right, well, there you go. Thank you, lads. Okay. I do appreciate it. I do like vinyl. I don't really go album shopping as much as I used to, but I will order, if there's like kind of a rare repressing or something of a band that I like, I grew up with a different kind of repressing.
Yeah.
It was religious in nature. But now, as an adult, if I see something like a band that I like and they're, you just have ads fire hosed at you, and once in a while, one of them will stick, and they'll go, "Hey, we're only making 500 of these." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Right, if this is the band, if I found them on YouTube, there's nowhere to go but up because they don't have a ton of views on their stuff.
Okay.
On there, they do have like a music video that had how many?
They called Extra Time.
Oh, here we go. Extra Time Band. Okay, I was on the wrong one. Not much better. Okay.
Still bad. All right.
But this one at least has a music video's got 3,000 views on it. So that's better than the other one was like 100 or 200 views. So
Extra Time. Okay. The band, what? This says the band got together in the Sydney suburb of Lernia in 1976.
Oh, yeah.
That can't be right.
Classic.
This guy's been around since the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like the band that I'm looking at.
How many bands is it?
This
the Beatles.
has the same typeface as their,
The album?
yeah,
There you
different album, but this is from 2020. All right. Well, the world needs ditch diggers too, as my dad always said. But thank you, lads. Listen, I don't ever want to crap on an artist trying to do their thing. I have a lot of local bands that send me stuff for 2 hours to midnight, and some of them are terrible. But I love to hear what people are doing. And I'm not telling them I'm not going to play it. I'm just like, let me listen to it, and if I like it, I'll play it. So if you're in a local metal band, send me your stuff. 2htm@wmms.com is the 2 hours to midnight email. I got local music this weekend from a Youngstown band called
Feral Cats?
No, they have
Oh, do they have a metal song?
no. The
She
band
does all that growling.
I'm playing a band called Inherently Lost. That's a classic metal sounding band name. Little hoity-toity. The song is called Unraveling Sanity. Even more hoity-toity. But they're from Youngstown. So I have all kinds of local bands and regional bands that will send me their stuff. And again, some of them are terrible. But I still like to kind of toss it out and see what the audience thinks of it. One man's trash. But you're an artist. You're out there trying to do stuff. And who am I? What the hell do I know? I have my
What the hell
ears.
do you know, Alan?
What the hell do I know? People have been asking that for a long, long time. Cavs win last night against the Atlanta Hawks, 128-105. A decisive victory. I saw people in the Plain Dealer calling Darius Garland the best point guard in the East.
He's great.
I don't know who the best point guard in the West is.
Probably Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. There you go. Also, pour one out today, the 12th anniversary, hard to believe, of Patrice ONeal passing away.
Man.
The great, great Patrice ONeal, who died, I think, of a diabetic stroke or something, right?
Yeah.
Diabetic coma he was in for a few days in 2011.
Always
I'm not anti-cop. I used to be when I was young, but not now. I'm 41. I own shit. I like cops. Cops are here for people that own shit. I don't hate cops like I used to hate cops, because there's no one else to call when a nigga... When you own shit, this is a young table. When you own shit, you like the cops. Trust me. When I was young, hold you, bro. 26? Well, you're getting close. What's your credit? Credit good? Credit's good? Did you buy anything yet? You own anything? What do you own? Nigga, that don't count. You know what I miss, slick bastard, but it's all right. There's a lot of white people here. Pick up yourself. I own shit. What do you own? And the thing is, you didn't want a straight lie, so you said a car. And there's white people sitting right here going, oh, boy. Congratulations, nigga, you own a car. Yes, you work hard, young man.
Ah, goddamn. Elephant in the Room is still one of the best hours of comedy
It's
in
incredible.
the past 20 years,
Yeah.
easily. He died not even a year later. It was probably 7-8 months before he died, and it was his only hour, right? It was the only hour special
It was
he
only
did.
the only hour-long video special. He had a few albums that he put out.
He had
but
Mr. P, and he
Yeah.
had,
the
So,
Lost
all
Tapes or
great
whatever,
stuff,
but,
yep.
yeah.
But Patrice ONeal died 12 years ago today.
I'm very lucky that I got to work with that man. I got to.
He did this show one time. I'd been here about a year and a half, and Patrice came in, and we had a long conversation.
We worked together. It's probably 2008 or 9, and got to feature for him. The host of that weekend was Miss Pat.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
She had
yeah.
just started.
She's got a judge show now.
Yeah,
Because she hasn't been in here in a long time either, and I'm clicking around, and like BET or Bounce or one of those like black channels, they're like, Ms. Pat settles it.
Is
the show.
She was co-hosting the Breakfast Club for like a couple
Was she?
days, I think. Yeah.
So the judge shows, I'm very confused by judge shows. I'm confused by judge shows because they used to be judges, but now that format is they just put someone in a robe And I know it's the Miss Pat thing is kind of a jokey pop culture thing, but it's difficult to discern something like that from, like, Judge Judy is a judge, and the other ones are too. I know it's televised, but like Divorce Court, all these other judge
Joe
shows.
Brown.
Right.
Yes, but then it started to get like wacky when they had Sarah Palin. Like, I know she's a lawyer, but no one really looked at her as a judge. So then they're just doing it for ratings.
Was she on a judge show?
They were. I don't know if she had one, but they were in talks to give her one, and it was like a serious thing that she was. I don't know if they filmed a pilot and it just didn't get picked up, but I know she had a judge show or it was in the works.
Right, but she wasn't a lawyer.
She wasn't a lawyer? I mean,
No.
she was the governor. I feel like
No.
most of those governors or
Most of
senators
the people
are
in
lawyers.
Congress are lawyers. Yes, Sarah Palin. They made fun of her because she went to like 7 colleges in 6 years or something. No, she was a dummy. She was like
Okay,
a
well then that's
sports reporter for
That's what started it because there was a lot of people getting judge shows after that. There was another one.
Well, that's what confuses me. I'm like, so now they just, like Gary Busey, right, had like an animal judge show or something. So that's what it is now? Is it some of these
Yes.
shows, they just put him in a robe?
Pop culture people, like, for the culture with someone.
Well, what are they judging?
Relationships, because it's sometimes like maternity stuff. Sometimes it's just like, I know he's cheating on me. It's Mari.
Okay.
It's Mari.
Well, maternity doesn't really need to be discussed.
Did he say maternity?
He did.
Come on, Poundcake.
Paternity, sorry.
Maternity's pretty black and white.
I don't think that this is my child.
You are not the mother.
I am not pregnant. I just got fat.
I did not give birth to this child.
Gary Busey, Pet Judge, ran for 1 season in 2020 on Amazon Prime. They call it a non-traditional comedy court series. I wonder if that's a category for the daytime Emmys.
God.
Because they had Judge Steve Harvey. But again, Judge Judy is a judge. And a lot of the other ones are actual judges because those shows, they litigate. They go, whatever she says, the production pays. When Gwen used to work for Judge, who the hell did she work for? Judge, not Joe Brown.
Mathis?
Yeah, Mathis. I drew a complete brain fart.
Mm-hmm.
Judge Mathis, yeah. And she's like, the production pays. That's why people want to get on there.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be on TV. And it's like small potatoes, but people
They
want to
make
get
some
on
money,
there. Yeah,
$5 grand.
get their back rent paid or whatever. And, the small price to pay looking like an a-hole on television.
It's more than extra work in like a movie or something.
True. Yeah. But, they're all real people
I
with
feel like-
cases and stuff. But it's like, getting people to, get on a flight and go across the country and show up on time and all this kind of stuff.
I feel like one of the Housewives got a jug show. I don't know who it was, but someone got a jug show, and I'm looking for it, and I can't find
Because
it.
if you're super hot, you don't want to cover that up with a robe.
Right.
So I don't
Judge
know.
Judy let
Ebony
her.
Williams got a court show. Is that who you're talking about?
Judge Judy, she likes that surprise. She likes that reveal.
Yes,
Like, hey, I got some jokes.
Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
I know who she is, but
She was a real housewife? Yeah,
No.
she was a lawyer.
She has a jug show, but she's a lawyer, so I don't even take that as a joke. She could legit have a jug show without being famous from.
She was
other
the
things.
first black girl on the Real Housewives of New York City.
Okay, then it may have been her. Yeah.
It took them 13 cycles to put a black girl on Real Housewives of New York City.
Why
of
does
New
that
York
surprise you?
City. Huh?
That doesn't surprise me.
Really?
No.
Why?
It's a long time.
It is a long time, but it's also
Because they put them in a franchise with mostly black women. Like
Yeah.
Atlanta is very black. Potomac is very black. You got Beverly Hills, very white. New
Right,
York,
but you're
New
only-
Jersey, very white.
Right. But to your point, those shows are mostly black girls. It took them 13 years of New York City to put one black girl in there. That's still wild to me.
because
It's
usually
it's not
even like Orange County,
1955.
right? But even the original one, Real Housewives of Orange County, that was all a pretty much all white cast for
Yeah, it was like Kelsey Grammer's ex-wife.
20
and-
years
yeah.
or 20 seasons.
I don't understand. There's a lot of rich wags here you don't even want it here in Cleveland. Get someone in Ohio, but I don't understand how they haven't done like a Real Housewives of
Columbus.
Bracknell or a Real
Because they're
Housewives.
not living here.
But
They're not living here.
A lot of those people don't live there. They might film there. Not all of them live there.
Right, but what I'm saying is wives and girlfriends of ball players and stuff, they're probably not living here. They got another spot maybe they have like a condo or a house they come and visit when they're going to be in town for a stretch. But nobody's running into, I don't even know who the wives and girlfriends are in this town.
Teyana Taylor used to be here. Chloe used to be here.
Yeah, but even that, you didn't run into those people at Target. I mean,
Chloe was famous for going to
Steal Yard Target.
Yeah, she talked about it because she said,
well, that's because she had camera people following her.
no,
I'm sure.
She talked about
She called people and said, "I'm going to be at the Steel Yard Target."
She wasn't filmed. She talked about it when she was on one of the talk shows, and she said she got out of the car and someone was like, "Oh my God, you!" This was before she knew people knew that she was dating Tristan Thompson. She said someone got out of the car and was like, "Oh my gosh, you could be a Khloe Kardashian lookalike," and she was like, "Thanks." And she was just like shopping around Steel Yard because that's
but it's not. But again, that was probably something she did when she was in town, but she wasn't.
She wasn't in town that much.
Yeah, they weren't living in Tremont. I mean, I remember like
they had a house
in
though.
Bracknell.
They had a house in Bracknell.
Right, but I'm saying they weren't living there day to day.
Probably during the
You're making that much money, you get a house. You're like, when I'm in town, I'm not going to stay at the hotel.
But
I want to have a house.
But she was here kind of a lot.
She was here a lot.
Yeah, she was here a lot, yeah.
Because I would see her on the show, and they would have the private jet fly in. Hell, she was having a kid. They had their kid at Cleveland Clinic, and the whole family flew in on a private jet. So I'm sitting there watching them land at Burke, and then they take, like, VIP stuff. Take the plane lands, they have an SUV waiting for them, and take them straight to the clinic. I was like, man. That's rich stuff.
I mean, I knew Nick Swisher because I was on the air when he was on the White Sox, and then when he came to the Indians, and he was married to Joanna, still is, I think, still married to Joanna Garcia, that actress. I saw her one time at the Avon Target, and I don't think that they lived here regularly.
We need some ratchet basketball wives, and then they will.
Why do they have to be ratchet basketball wives?
That's what those shows are. They're all ratchet. All the bars around here, I ain't seen one cat fight.
Yeah, but you could just put regular girls on a show and do that.
You're not going to the bars anyway.
I'll go if I knew they was filming. I would be one of the extras. Like,
he wants to be a blurry face.
Not even a blurry face. If they say, we'll pay for your meal, all you got to do is look surprised when someone get their tracks pulled out. I'm like, oh my God, he pulled out her track.
His name is Blurry Face, and he doesn't care what you think. All right, well, put it together. Poundcake, I'm telling you. You put a show like this together.
I got to be EP.
Judge Coach Brown.
You package it, you film it, you sell it. You want to get anything on of your own, you got to write it and produce it yourself.
Real Housewives of Parma would be a great show.
Real Housewives of
Lorraine.
But they're all named Lorraine.
No.
Oh. Well, that's the last idea I'm giving you. I'm saving all the gold for myself.
Smart businessman.
We need a rich suburb like Beechwood,
Pepper Pike.
Pepper Pike, yep. Or
Real Housewives of Pepper Pike.
Bruh,
Gates Mills, bitches.
Hunting Valley. Now it's hunting season only on Bravo.
Yeah.
Like,
it's open season.
For the quarter square mile that is Hunting Valley. I got a break. You want to send a text 35192. You can watch live if you like at AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Rover's Morning Glory.
Somebody tried to take a picture with a rapper named Nardo Wick, and a guy in his entourage sucker punched the guy, knocked him out. It's terrible.
You have to read the room. I saw Jamie Foxx one time, and he had a bunch of big security guards around him. Did I go right up to Jamie Foxx? No, I went to the security guards and go, hey, can I go say something to Jamie Foxx?